Hey everybody, good morning. Today we're taking a look at Judges chapter 3. We see most of this chapter is about two men, two men that God uses to free Israel. We see that we look at Othniel, and Ehud, and both of them. You see, Israel has come away from God and began worshiping other gods and everything, and God handed them over to the kings of different nations. And we see Othniel. We see that he was at his time. They were taken over by the king of Mesopotamia, and then Ehud was taken over during his time by the king of Moab. And what we see here is that Israel cried out to the Lord in both situations. Both situations, they had fallen away from God. And then they cried out to the Lord, and the Lord had raised up somebody to fight, and raised up somebody to go ahead and carry out his desires. So, but what I want to mention on what I want to take a look at in both of these, you see at the end, take in verse 11 and in verse 30, it says that they had rested. The land had rest. You see that Israel had rest. Once for 40 years, once for 80 years. I see that Israel had rest, and I take this as encouragement. In my life, me and my wife, we are at war with the enemy on many different fronts in our lives right now. I mean, all around us, the enemy is trying to attack in some way, and I know for my wife and I, it's not because of unfaithfulness. I mean, we try to do our best to be faithful to God. But the enemy is attacking. And reading this here gives me great hope for the rest that is coming. And, as I was reading this, I just kept hearing the Lord speak to me that fighting and faithfulness will equal freedom and rest. That fighting and faithfulness will equal freedom and rest. This fighting is not going to go on forever. So you just keep fighting, keep being faithful, and freedom and rest is coming. It is coming. We see it here in this chapter 3. And it's also coming in our lives. God is a God who does not change. He is the same God that if you are faithful to Him, He will not leave you. He will not forsake you. We see here the Israelites, they had to fight. But He never left. He never left. And rest did come. So my encouragement to you today is keep fighting. If you're in a fight, keep fighting. If you're in a fight, keep faithful. Even if you're not in a fight, keep faithful. I promise you, out of this is freedom and rest, which is something I can't wait to get to. Guys and girls, have a super day. I love you all.